Hello students, welcome to the online classes. Today we will start our chapter 8th, that is comparing quantities. Okay, so students, here the first topic is about ratio. You must have read like 3:7, 9:2, right? So this is the symbol for the ratio, like these two dots are the ratio. Now find the ratio. The question is given rupees 5 to 50 paise, means we need to find the ratio of 5 to 50 paise. So students, ratio means we compare that what part of one thing is the first number and what part of that same thing is the another number. Okay, so for the same thing what we can do is we need the same, we can say the same quantity, but here it is in rupees and it is in paise. So what we need to do is we will change rupees also in paise so that we can get out the ratio, or we can find out the ratio of this first part. So here what we can do is solution. I am telling you about a first part. Here rupees 5 to 50 paise is there, so we know that rupees 5 is equal, first of all rupees 1 is equals to 100 paise, right? So 5 rupees will be equals to how much paise? Rupees 5 will be equals to 500 paise. So now what we need to do is we need to find out the ratio of 500 paise to 50 paise. So now how we will solve? Here this is 500, so we will write 500 first, then 2 means we will put the sign of ratio and then 50. Now we will try to solve. This 0 and this 0 can be cancelled out. Now here 5 1s is 5 and here 5 1s will be 5 and 0 is with this. So after simplifying them, here 10 is left, ratio 1 is left. So we have find out the ratio of rupees 5 to 50 paise and the ratio is 10:1. Okay, similarly the next part is given 9 meter to 27 centimeter. In this also the one unit is given in centimeter and another one is in meters. So how we will find out this? This is the second part. So can we change meters into centimeter, right? We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. So 9 meters will be equals to 9 multiply 100 means 900 centimeter. It will be equals to 900 centimeter. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the ratio of 9 meters means 900 centimeter. 900 centimeter to 27 centimeter. We need to find out the ratio of this one. So as 900 is written first, so we will write 900, 2 means division, 27. And students, what you can do is you can simplify from here also, or you can write it in the fraction form also. When you will write in the fraction form, then this first number of the ratio will be written in the numerator and this second number will be written in the denominator. Okay, now if we want to solve these, both can be cut out by 9 means both are divided by 9. So here 9 can be cut with 100 and we will be getting 900 means 9 1s is 9 and 2 zeros are with this, and here 9 3s will be 27. So what is the answer left? 100:3. So our answer is 100:3 for this one, for the second part, that is 9 meter to 27 centimeter. Now students, one of the question in your book is that in a computer lab there are 3 computers available for 6 students. Okay, now we need to find out that how many computers are needed for 24 students. Okay, so this first number is representing the number of computers. Okay, this first is representing the number of computer here and here also. Okay, and this second one is representing the number of students. This is representing number of students, means the first one is for the computers and second one after the ratio is for the students. And we can make them equal to find out that how many computers will be needed for 24 students. What does it mean? 3:6 means 3/6 equals to x ratio 24 means x by 24. Now how we can solve? We can solve by cross multiplication. We will multiply these two. In the cross multiplication we will be getting 3 into 24 will be equals to, and by multiplying these two we will be getting x multiply 6, right? Now as we have to find out the value of x, this 6 is in multiplication, so on that side that will be divided. So 3:24 divided by 6 is here, and we will be getting the value of x. Now 6 1s is 6 and 6 4s is 24. Now 4 3s is 12. It means we are getting the value of x is equals to 12. Okay, so number of computers needed for 24 students are 12 computers. We can write this in our notebook, right? Now students, the next topic is about percentage. Students, what is percentage? Percent. Cent means 100. Okay, and this word is from the word century. We know that in the century 100 runs are there, right? Or 100 years are there in a century, so cent word is for 100. Okay, so convert to percentage. Whenever we have these kind of question that we have to find out the percentage, or the numbers of fractions are given and we have to convert to percentage, then what we will be doing is we will multiply that fraction or number with 100. Okay, so here 5/4 was given to us and we have to change in percentage, so we will divide it by 100. So what we will be getting here, students, here 4 1s is 4, 4 2s will be 8, and 4 5s will be 20. Okay, so here 25 we are getting, and in the denominator is 1. Now what is left in the numerator? 5 and 25. So 25 5s will be 125. So what we can write? We can write that 5/4 in the form of percentage, it is 125%. Okay, similarly this is a decimal number given to us. We need to convert to percentage. So first of all, for these kind of questions, what we will do, either you can change it into the fraction and then multiply it by 100. We will be getting the same answer. Students, this can be done by two of the methods I am showing you. Here first of all we will change 0.02 in the fraction form. So what we will be getting? 2/100, right? Because 002 is there, so 2 will be in the numerator, and after decimal how many digits are there? 2. So here 2 zeros, it is making 100. So 2/100, and to change it into the percentage we will multiply it by 100 by 100. 100 can be cancelled out. We are getting 2%, right? This was one of the method. Now another method for this is, another method here is directly multiply this decimal number with 100. 0.02 is here. What we will do? We will directly multiply it with 100. So when you will multiply it with 100, what we will do? As here is 0.02. In the case of multiplication, we take the decimal towards the right side. We shift the decimal towards the right side, and up to how many digits? What are the number of digits here? So there, sorry, how many zeros are here? 2. So we will shift 2 decimals, sorry, 2 digits there. We will shift this decimal to the 2 digits. So when it is here, so 1 and 2 digits are here, so it will be here. So what we will be getting? We will be getting 002 point, and after decimal we know that we can put zeros, but there is no use. So here it will be 002, or we can simply write 2. So our answer will be 2%. So these are the two methods. First of all, you can change the decimal into fraction and then multiply it with 100. You will get the answer. Or another method is directly multiply the decimal number with 100 to get the answer into the percentage. Okay. Now students, next question is find 20% of rupees 2500. How we will be doing this question? 20% of 2500. Students, whenever these kind of thing is written like 20%, so what we can write for that? We can write for that 20/100. Okay, we know that of means always multiply. What we need to find out? 20% of 2500. So we will be writing 2500 here. 2500. Now how we will solve this? We will cancel out by these two zeros. These two zeros can be cancelled out. What is left? 25 multiply 20. So we will be finding the answer here. 25 twos will be 50 and 0 is with this. And as the question is in rupees, so we will write rupees here. So 20% of 2500 is rupees 500 here. Okay, is that clear to all of you? Now convert to fractions and decimal fractions. This percentage is given to us, right? 25%, and we need to change it into the fractions and decimals. As I told you earlier too, that 25% is like 25 by 100, right? So this is the fraction, and we need to change it into the decimal fraction also. So after finding the fraction, it is easy to find into the decimal fraction, as we need to change it into the decimal. So 25 is here. How many zeros are in 100? 2 zeros. So we need to put the decimal before 2 digit. 1 digit, 2 digit. So we will put the decimal here. We are getting 0.25. Okay, this is the decimal fraction. Now students, if they are asking about the simplified form, means 25 by 100 is here, we need to change it into the lowest form. So these two are divided by 25, like as we know. So 25 ones will be 25 and 25 fours will be 100. So this is in the simplest form. 25% here is in the simplest form is 1 by 4. So students, here we covered the topic of ratio and percentages. Okay. Now students, our next topic is related to CP and SP, means profit and losses. These are the formulas we'll be using now. So first of all, what is CP? CP is the cost price. Cost means in what price anyone is buying anything. So whenever there is the word buy, it means this is the cost price, CP. And SP is the selling price, means in how much money one is selling the thing. Okay, suppose there is a shopkeeper. Okay, he buys a TV in rupees 8,000. Okay, he buys a TV in rupees 8,000 from the wholesaler and then sell it to the customer in rupees 8,800. Okay, so what is the CP for the shopkeeper? The CP for the shopkeeper is 8,000 because he is paying rupees 8,000 for buying that TV, and he is selling the TV to the another person in rupees 8,800. Okay, so these are the CP and SP. Now students, tell me that in this situation, shopkeeper will be having profit or loss, as he has to pay rupees 8,000, but he is getting rupees 8,800 with the same money by selling the same thing. So as this is less, CP is less and SP is greater, so in this case he is getting profit because he will be having rupees 800 extra, right? So when CP is smaller and SP is greater, in that case there is the profit. Okay, so in this case the shopkeeper is having profit. So what is the formula for profit? Profit can be found out by SP minus CP. Means if you are asked that how much profit he is getting, so what we will be doing? In the money he is selling the TV, we will subtract the amount he is buying the TV. So what will be the answer? 8,800 minus 8,000 will be rupees 800. So he is having the profit of rupees 800. Okay. Now if you are asked about profit percentage also, so what is the formula for profit percent, students? Profit divided by CP multiply 100. As we are finding out profit percent, so there will be profit, and profit is always divided by CP, not SP. We will divide by CP. And as we are finding out the percentage, I told you earlier also that whenever we have to find the percentage, we multiply that with 100. So profit by CP multiply 100. So how we will be solving this? What is the profit, students? profit is rupees 800. So we will be writing here 800. Then what is the CP? CP is rupees 8000, so we will write here 8000, and we need to multiply with 100 to find our answer. Okay, now by these two zeros of 100 can be cancelled out. By this 1 0 we can cancel out this 1 0. Now 80 is left and 8 is left. So 8 ones will be 8, and here 8 ones will be 8, and 0 will be with this. So what we are getting? We are getting 10%, right? When we will be solving this, we will be getting 10%. Okay. Now students, the reverse case is suppose the shopkeeper buys the TV in rupees 800. This is case 2. Okay, but he sells that TV in rupees 7200 rupees. Now he buys the TV in more money, but he sell that in the lesser amount. So he will be getting profit or loss? Loss, right? Because he has paid more for that thing, but he get less money by selling that thing. So that means if CP is greater, here you can see that CP is 800 but SP is 7200. So when CP is greater than SP, then in that case this is the situation of loss. Okay, and after finding that this is the situation of loss, how can we find out loss? CP minus SP, because here CP is the greater one. So CP minus SP. What is the CP? CP is again, CP is 8000, and what is the SP? SP is 7200. So when you will be subtracting, you will be getting again 800. So in this situation, what is the loss of the shopkeeper? 800 rupees is the loss. Okay, now for the loss percent, again what we will be writing, as we are finding out the loss percent, so we will write loss divided by again CP. Whatever the situation is, the profit or the loss, we will always divide by CP, and as we are finding out percentage, so we will multiply by 100. Now loss is equals to 800. CP is again 8000 here, and we have to multiply with 100. So students, all the values are same. By these zeros, these 0 cancel out. By this 0, this 0, 8 ones is 8 and 8 tens will be 80. So we are getting 10% as our loss percent. So students, these are the questions related to your profit and loss. Okay, now the next thing is about the principal rate, time, simple interest, amount. Students, what is the principal? Principal here, when a person borrows some money from the another person, right? So that's called principal. Okay, and when that person will be getting the money, so he will say that he will return the money after some time. Suppose he has said that he will return the money after 3 years. Okay, he has taken rupees 7500 from one person, and he said that he will return the money after 3 years. Okay, but that another person who is giving the money will say that I will not accept 7500 only, I want interest also on that money. Okay, and that interest will be at the rate of 5% per annum. Means what you have to do is, on that money you have to pay me 5% extra. Per annum means, here PA means per annum, annum means year, means for each year you have to pay me 5% extra on this amount which you are taking. So now the question is, find the amount to be paid in 3 years. Means after 3 years what that person will be returning the money, right? Obviously he will pay that money 7500 which he is taking now, plus he has to give the interest also. Okay, so now what is the formula to find out that interest, that extra money which he need to pay? So simple interest, the formula is P into R into T divided by 100. What is this P? P is principal, R is rate, T is time. So this is the formula for finding simple interest. Okay, now the amount which he need to pay. So as I told you that he will pay that amount obviously, but he will pay in addition the interest also. So amount he need to pay means amount is equals to principal plus simple interest. So these are the two formulas you need to learn. Now we will find out the question. As we need to find out the amount, so first of all we will find out the simple interest. So the formula for simple interest is P into R into T divided by 100, as we know. Now we will put the values. P is 7500, so we will write here 7500. R is the rate is 5%, so we will write here 5. Okay, and time, T is time, and that is 3 years, so we will be writing 3 years, and we have to divide by 100. Now students, what we will do to solve? By these two zeros can be cancelled out, right? So what is left? 75, 5 and 3. These three things are left. So when we will be solving, what we will be getting? We will be getting 1125 as our answer. Okay, 75 multiply 5 multiply 3, we will be getting 1125. Okay, now as we have to find out the amount, so what is the formula for amount? Amount is equals to principal plus simple interest. Right, now what was the principal? Principal is rupees 7500. What is the simple interest which we have calculated now? It is 1125. So we will be writing 1125. 7500 is the principal and 1125 is the simple interest. Now we will add both of them and we will find the amount. So 0 plus 5 is 0, 2 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 1 is 6 and 7 plus 1 is 8. So the amount is 8625, means the amount which need to be paid after 3 years is this one, 8625. Means in the starting of 3 years the person took rupees, or we can say borrowed rupees 7500, but after 3 years he need to pay rupees 8625. So that is your chapter, students. Hope to see in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.